All right. I want to really get a few things off my chest, and this is really from the heart, about small business and business development, being an entrepreneur, and just living that lifestyle. And I'm gonna say this, and I don't care who gets offended. Running a business and building a business, building a legacy, building your dream, building an empire, building an enterprise. Anybody can do it in America. Anybody can do it, regardless of where you come from. And since the popularity or the phenomena of TV and movies, let's just say even in the past 30 years, we have seen through documentaries or movies examples of so many people who came from absolutely the worst circumstances, who transformed themselves, worked hard, and have built business empires and have been successful at not just making money, but creating the lifestyle that they wanted for themselves. So it's possible. Anyone can do it. There are no excuses that are legitimate or that cannot be overcome if the individual has the personal tools, the internal toolkit required to overcome what others hide behind excuses. I don't care if you're a minority. I don't care if you're poor. I don't care if you're handicapped. I don't care if you can't read. It doesn't matter where or what background you come from. The one great thing about this country, and there are a few others, is that there is the opportunity to build a business, to build an enterprise, to build the lifestyle that you want through controlling your work part of your life. And that's what entrepreneurs do. And when I hear people say things like, man, I want to work for myself because I don't want to work for anybody else, that's the wrong mentality to have getting into business. Okay? Or people say, man, I hate my boss, or I don't want a boss, so I'm gonna work for myself. No, it's not about that. You know, entrepreneurs, I started my business while I was in college because I knew that I wanted to control the outcome of my life post-college. You know, and I was going to Morgan State University getting a degree in accounting. I wanted to, this was my intention while I was still in school. I wanted to control my time when I graduated because I was running a nonprofit. I fell in love with working with young men and doing the missionary work, and I didn't want to put that on the side so that I can do achieve a postgraduate 9-to-5 achievement. To me, that was actually a ticket into slavery. That was going backwards. That wasn't a step towards freedom, getting a 9-to-5. Now that was just my viewpoint, the way I saw things for my life at that time, 20 years ago. And so I made it a point to start my business, to first learn everything I could about business. I was glued to the library, glued to books that I bought, books that I got from the library, some information on the internet, and I made my decision that I was going to be an entrepreneur and use my accounting background to build my own business. And I did that. You know, and I came from, you know, crazy backgrounds. You know, a lot of people know my story, right? So I've proven it, and so many other people have proven it possible to build a business empire if that's what you want to do. Now, here's the real point of my talk. Most people won't do it, not because of these excuses that we like to throw around. Most people won't do it because people will not commit to the hard work that it takes to build a business. So it's easy to say, oh, I can't do it because I don't have the time, or the white man's holding me back, or the economy won't allow it, or my industry is dying, or I don't have the capital, or whatever. All these excuses. All these excuses really just point to and give evidence to the fact that a lot of people in America are lazy. And I'm not saying they don't get up and go to work every day, but the type of work that it takes to engineer a thought into an actual business, the type of work that it takes to take an idea, commit it to paper, manifest that into a building, the type of work that it takes to follow up on a conversation about a goal or a dream, and to actually see it through and to do all of the little tasks and make all of the sacrifices that that is required to bring that conversation to life. That's real work. That's not go to work. That's not 9 to 5, let me clock out work. There's no clocking out when you're an entrepreneur, when you run a business, when you are building a business. There's no clocking out. There's no lunch break. There's no vacation time. There's no sick leave. There's none of that. It's a full life commitment. Mental, spiritual, physical, emotional, financial commitment that you invest into that idea. Most people just don't want to do that. Most people, for whatever reason, I think most people are comfortable being slaves. Slaves don't have to worry about the headaches of maintaining the enterprise. Slaves don't have to worry about maintaining payroll, paying the rent for the place that they work. It's easy to just show up, do your little part, clock out, go home, and not have to worry about it because it's somebody else who's going to do it. Look, I'm not calling people slaves who just work 9 to 5. But I am calling people who refuse to take the responsibility of building the enterprise of life, I am calling them slaves. I am calling people who are too lazy to take on the extra burden and responsibilities of ensuring that their children have a position in life outside of a 9 to 5. I am calling them slaves. I am calling people who relinquish voluntarily the responsibility of creating the society that we want and instead complaining about how other people aren't doing it. I am calling them slaves. The opportunities are there if people want them. The opportunity is here. I have proven this so in my life, and I think I have more strikes in my background than most people of things that I could easily use as a crutch to say why I didn't do this or why I didn't do that. No, hell no. I have a family. I have a community. I had a promise that I made to the creator of life, to myself, and I was not going to not fulfill that promise no matter what. I will die before anything else, before I give up. Because I'm willing to work that hard. I'm willing to take on the investments. I'm willing to take on the risk, and I'm willing to take on the hard work and give or make the sacrifices that are required. That's me. That's why I have what I have, why I've been able to successfully do the things that I wanted to do under my nonprofit, the mission statement, the strategic plan that I created, the objectives that I set forth for the nonprofit organization that I created, with help of course, but being that lead visionary person, creating these things out of thin air and then seeing them happen. Raising $500,000 non-traditionally, no big funders coming and giving the support and taking a half a block of houses and building this idea that I had in my mind that, you know what, right here, I want a martial arts and fitness community center right here in this neighborhood, right here in this old block of houses. I did that to prove that it was possible. Not that I have some great power or superior strength, but that with the hard work, anything was possible, and I made that possible. I made that thing possible. So I don't want to hear no excuses, all right? A lot of you all are just lazy. You are not going to take the responsibility of creating the life that you want to live in or you want other people to live in. Instead, you'll just complain that somebody else isn't doing it the way you see in your mind. Stop being lazy. Stop being a slave. Take responsibility. Make the sacrifices. Make the investment. Work hard in a realm that many don't even understand. That's the difference between those who are successful and not successful in small business. It's not because, oh, there's no capital, interest rates are too high. No. The reason that most small businesses fail is because those people who attempt to build or run a business lack the internal fortitude, stick-to-itiveness, discipline, commitment, and all those things that it takes to build a business. It's not a game. It's not fun all the time, but it's worth it. It's worth it. I am Munir Bahar, and I am the nonprofit warrior.